always clear in every piggy. May depend upon their development, but in this area is where you should find the pancreas. See it? I'm sort of teasing it out here. Very carefully breaking the connective tissue that's holding it together. That's what you do when you tease things, not na 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 na.
It's taunting.
You're taunting, yes, okay. But that's your pancreas there, and then it has a duct that brings the stuff right to the small intestine. This is all small intestine. All right? And then you have a large intestine, which is up in this area. It curls around, and then eventually goes all the way down here, which would be the rectum, right way down here. Now the kidneys are actually under the peritoneum. You have to break the peritoneum, and then you can pull out or disengage a kidney. Some of these are a little clearer than others. There's the kidney. And there's a renal artery going in and a renal vein leaving. And it's what we call retroperitoneal, behind the peritoneum. Then there's a tube leading the kidney, which goes down to the bladder, and you can follow it. And this is the bladder here, right here. That's the bladder, right there. Now you can take out the intestines and very carefully unravel them and see how long it is. You'll be surprised. There's the heart. Here's the lungs. Now the test that they did to find out if anything had ever breathed is they cut a little piece of the lung and put it in water. If it floats, it took a breath, and if it sinks, it doesn't. I mentioned that in lab too. Now you can also see some of the nerves here. You can find various things if you look for them. Here's the inferior vena cava coming out of the liver, going to the heart. That should be blue if it's stained well. And then you come up here, you can follow there's the pulmonary artery, right there. There's the left atria, right atria, left ventricle, right ventricle. You move this, you need this broken really here. Oh, here. Here. Here's the trachea. There's the larynx. And right here, that's the thyroid gland. The thymus gland in the pig is more over here in the sides. There's the thymus. That's the thymus gland. Okay. All right. Now, I need to you actually don't need to open it. Well, there is a way. You need to cut down here now further. And you come and clean this out, because this is very interesting. This is the uterus and the ovary. It would be nicer if it was a little cleaner inside here. See that little tiny bean-shaped thing right there? Mm-hmm. That's the ovary. This is the fallopian tube, which is also called the oviduct. Cut that down a little bit. Yeah. The fallopian tube is what the egg travels down. And then, don't cut any further there. Okay. Now, where the two of them get together. Now, see, here's the bladder. And where the two of them get together here, this V, where they come together, that's the uterus. Now, in us, the fundus, or body of the uterus, is what grows when we produce babies. In pigs and in some mammals, they get pregnant along the sides. You know, in other words, each tube is the horns of the...
So wait, what's this right here?
Right.
What's that right there?
That's the colon. That's where the feces are. But notice how close this is and how far down it is. People are surprised that the ovary is very little. number one, and the tubes are here. Now, when you come over here, yeah,
Right?
pardon?
It'd have to be for the sperm to travel.
Right, right. What I'm going to have to do here is to show you this. I have to cut a little further down here. Now, the best way for you to learn this is to do what?
Do it yourself.
I'm breaking the thing here.
Do you want me to cut that?
Okay, I'm just trying to do it without, I'm trying to do it fast without breaking anything significant here.
Wait, so the ovaries are so small and tiny. As the
They
pig
are.
grows, do they get bigger?
Yes, just like your, the ovary doesn't get much bigger, but the fallopian tubes and, of course, the uterus has a huge capacity for being able to expand.
It's just the ovaries are so teeny tiny.
They are. To think that they carry the next generation is unbelievable.
And you're born with all the eggs that you'll ever have.
You're
in your
born
life.
with all the eggs you will ever have. Okay, there's the bladder. Let's see if I can clean this up. I wish your piggy was a little more colorful here. I'm trying to get through this cartilage here. If I hit the pubic symphysis just right, I can open it up easily.
And obviously none of these organs are going to work yet because it's all been on the mother's umbilical cord, right? Like the bladder and all that would have never worked.
No, it's never filled up. It can actually, the bladder does work before you're born. It does fill up with urine. Everything starts working. Your lungs are not working yet. The bladder does, and they urinate right into the amnion. Yeah.
Amniotic fluid.
Okay. So you have your opening here. This is the urethra. It goes from the bladder to the outside. Then behind it, if we move that, we have what is called a urogenital sinus. Now the reason is the urine and genital system were originally the same system.
Ew.
Uck.
Talk
Yes.
about bacterial infection.
Talk about, cystitis. In a lot of the mammals, the babies are born where the urogenital system is still joined. So you have your uterus here, it forms a thing, and then it joins right here with the ureter. So this is a urogenital sinus. When this pig sexually matures, the two migrate so that you have a separate opening for urine and a separate opening for sex. Otherwise, we would still have urogenital sinuses. And sometimes a human baby is born where the two are still joined.
So you have to go in and do surgery, right?
Right. Or hormones sometimes is enough to get it to fix itself, yeah. It depends. I'm not an expert in that field, but you know what I'm saying. It depends, but you can see that they are intimately involved. The male, being not as evolutionary advanced as we are, has two systems still joined. Sex and so they have to have mechanisms to clean out the system and then deliver the sperm because they have a dual purpose. We have one, but that also makes it more dangerous for us because we can get an infection in our uterus going up to the fallopian tubes and things, and you can still urinate. Males, if they have an infection, they immediately get to the doctor because if it swells, it's going to prevent them from urinating. Boy, will they get to the doctor fast.
Or having sex.
Right, right.
Thank
Correct.
you.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. The male system. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you get a chance. They can show you parts of the female system over there. And then I'm going to do the male system right here, right?
Looks like cauliflower.